From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the evening news blast for April 29th, 2025. The Washington Blade has shared this editorial from Mariano Ruiz, who is the president of Derechos, Humanos y Diversidad Asociación Civil in Argentina. He is also a 2019 Columbia HRAP Alumni. As an LGBTQI plus activist from Argentina, a country currently facing deep setbacks under an openly anti-rights government, I understand the frustration and fear many are expressing about attending WorldPride 2025 in the United States. I also understand the symbolic weight of showing up anyway. Following the announcement of EGAL Canada and the African Human Rights Coalition that they are withdrawing support for WorldPride due to the Trump administration's anti-LGBTQI plus stance, concerns have rightly been raised about safety, complicity, and principle. These concerns must not be dismissed, but they must be responded to with a deeper strategic reflection. Visibility, presence, and collective action remain our greatest tools in confronting oppression. WorldPride is not organized by the U.S. government. It is a platform created by and for LGBTQI plus civil society, local activists, grassroots groups, trans-led collectives, BIPOC-led organizations, and everyday people building community despite hostile political environments. Boycotting this space sends a message not only to the Trump administration, but to our own movement, that when things get hard, we retreat. History teaches us otherwise. In 1990, amid the AIDS crisis and government neglect, activists did not boycott. They stormed the National Institutes of Health and the FDA. In 2014, when Russia passed its gay propaganda law, global solidarity at the Sochi Olympics became a powerful moment of protest and resistance. And in 2020, amidst a pandemic and police violence, Pride went digital, but never disappeared. If we set the precedent that global LGBTQI plus events cannot happen under right-wing or anti-LGBTQI plus governments, we will effectively disqualify a growing list of countries from hosting. That includes not only the U.S. under Trump, but Hungary, Italy, Uganda, Poland, and even my own country, Argentina, under Javier Milei. Yet ILGA World still plans to convene its 2027 conference in Buenos Aires, and rightly so. We must not surrender global platforms to the very governments that wish to erase us. WorldPride is not a reward for good governance. It's a tool of resistance. To those who say attending WorldPride in D.C. normalizes Trump policies, I say, what greater statement than queer, trans, intersex, and non-binary people from around the world gathering defiantly in his capital? What more powerful declaration than standing visible where he would rather we vanish? Safety is paramount, and all governments, including the U.S., must guarantee the protection of LGBTQI plus participants. But refusing to engage is not the answer. In fact, visibility in hostile spaces has always been a hallmark of our movement's strength. We showed up at Stonewall. We marched on Washington in 1979. We protested during the AIDS crisis, and we will show up again now, not in spite of adversity, but because of it. We are in a global moment of rollback. Division is what our opponents want. The rise of anti-gender ideology and trans-exclusionary narratives has created fertile ground for far-right movements worldwide. In this moment, LGBTQI plus solidarity must be global, intersectional, and uncompromising. We cannot afford to fracture our own movement based on geopolitical fault lines. EGAL Canada and the African Human Rights Coalition raised legitimate concerns of U.S. foreign policy, immigration barriers, and systemic racism. But those issues must be confronted within WorldPride, not from outside it. We must bring those critiques into plenaries, panels, and the streets of Washington. We must create space for diasporic, racialized, and grassroots-led voices. We must use this moment to hold institutions accountable in the shift of power of pride to those most affected. Because that is what solidarity looks like. Not abandonment, but engagement. WorldPride 2025 must not be a party disconnected from reality. It must be a protest rooted in our global truths. Let us not cede this space. Let us make it ours. Let us know what you think. Email us your thoughts to comments@paequality.com. If you see this news blast on one of our social media pages, you can also leave your comments below. That's the news for this hour. Up next is the National Weather Service forecast for the Meadville area here on PEP Radio.